Okay, time to reboot my show just like the movie, where I take a game and decide if it's just like the movie it's based on. Might as well start with Nightmare on Elm Street for the NES. I did just review the first film, so it's fresh in my head. Okay, here we go. I'm pretty tired. I hope I don't fall asleep. Oh no! I'm inside the nightmare realm. It's just like the movie. Okay, Nightmare on Elm Street for Nintendo. This one is pretty classic among game reviewers. I didn't grow up with it personally, but a few years ago I did play it with James Rolfe, Mike Batey, and Aaron Plays. And I had a really good time with it, and I actually appreciated a lot of what I saw in this game. By that I mean I appreciated the deep references that they put into the game from the movies. But before we get to that, let's talk about some of the things that are not like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. First off, your characters are bland and they have no personality, which is standard for a video game, but Nightmare movies sometimes use characters' personal demons against them, and Freddy will act out some of their fears. Here we just get standard teens. A lot of times in Nightmare movies, the kids will get picked off one by one, and then a few of the survivors will come up with a plan to take on Freddy. Here they kind of skip all over that. It feels like we're coming in at the end of the film, where the survivors have already come up with a plan to dispatch of the evil Freddy Krueger. It would have been cool to see some kind of build up there, but I guess this is a video game. You can't really do that. You gotta get right to punching spiders and bats. Speaking of, there's two worlds in this game, the real world and the nightmare realm. The real world looks nothing like Springwood from the films. There's also a huge problem with wildlife because everything is out to kill you. The animals attacking could be a reference to the fact that Freddy can give animals nightmares in part 2. He could technically be controlling all of these animals in their sleep. So there's somewhat of an explanation for that. What I can't explain are the meteors falling from the skies and the zombies. Wait, maybe they aren't zombies. Maybe they're actually Fred from DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince's hit song, Nightmare on My Street. Play a clip.
It wasn't a dream, man. This guy was for real. I said, Freddy, it's been an awful mistake here.
Probably the biggest letdown of the game is the lack of Freddy. Sure, he's technically all the monsters, but the appeal of Freddy is his personality and his commentary and jokes during the kills. Here you get nothing. He eventually shows up in person and swats at you. It doesn't have the same feel as the movies. Although I was happy they included Snake Freddy. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh my God.
Now, what is like the movies? Well, the mission of the game is to find Freddy's bones and dispose of them, which is like part 3. You even visit the junkyard from that film. I like how the characters need to drink coffee to keep their sleep meter from running out. Characters in these films are often keeping themselves caffeinated to avoid going to sleep, so it's a good detail to have. When you're in the nightmare world, you could blast music on a boombox to snap yourself out. Characters in nightmare films will usually find ways to wake up and avoid Freddy. The characters are also able to use cool power-ups in the nightmare realm, which gives me major Dream Warriors and Dream Master vibes. You could be like a ninja or some kind of gymnast and other things, and you get to use all these powers in the dream world, like those kids did in those films. And honestly, speaking of Dream Warriors, when I played the 4-player version of this game, it felt like we were in a nightmare movie, and I actually said something similar at the time. I'm just gonna play the clip here. I feel like we're in a Freddy movie right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're all being tormented by Freddy, and we're coming up with a plan to stop him.
Yeah.
And then when we go to execute the plan, we don't do that well, and only like one or two of us is gonna survive at the end. And I'll give the game kudos for including a version of the nightmare theme. So this one is really mixed. While it does have some great ideas and some fun references, overall, the lack of Freddy's personality and the lack of personalities from the characters just doesn't do it for me. I also can't wrap my head around why the real world in the game is so crazy. So for that, I'm going to decide that Nightmare on Elm Street for the NES is not like the movie.
Tony, don't worry. You were just having a bad dream.
Oh, thank God. Hey everyone, thank you for watching the video. I'm really glad I'm bringing this show back. I don't know how frequent it's going to be. If I could think of a good game based off a movie to cover, I think I'll just shoot one. Let me know if you have any recommendations. If you're new here, check out my Nightmare on Elm Street review we put out on Monday. That's part of my weekly podcast. Sometimes we talk about old movies, sometimes we talk about new movies. Either way, I think you'll really enjoy our main show. I also do these little bonus videos later in the week. They can be pretty much anything. And if you're real hardcore, become a YouTube channel member or patron for tons of bonus content. And yeah, I had a lot of fun bringing this back. I'm excited to do more. Hopefully I don't get attacked like I did in this one. Yes, so please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all later. Goodbye.